As Chelsea move closer and closer to the 25-26 season, progress will be expected of Enzo Maresca and his Chelsea group. Throughout last season, he had received no end of criticism from Chelsea faithful, but in the end, delivered Champions League football and a European trophy. For him to deliver once again, he needs a few signings that will push Chelsea back to the top, signings that we'll be looking into today. So straight off the bat, we'll be identifying where Chelsea need to recruit exactly, where they need to strengthen within their squad, before we analyse my top targets for what's needed, then analysing it tactically all together. Now Chelsea have a large squad in their books, lots of young players, lots of loanees, so it's difficult to take absolutely everyone into account. My main problem with this transfer model in the past is that an inexperienced manager to the top level is expected to deliver right now by a very critical fan base when the players being provided for him are all for their future. There's a direct clash in all of this. To add to that, Maresca has a very specific, slightly stubborn style of play. It was known exactly the fashion of football they'd be getting, yet to me, he was provided short of materials in the transfer windows to his chosen approach. No recruitment in January, just one striker, no real quality in the wide spaces, etc, etc. But this is a new season and a brand new page. Chelsea are in need to target a new goalkeeper to replace Rob Sanchez, a starting centre-back in response to Fofana's injury unreliability, a set of wingers and potentially a new striker. The goalkeeper is non-negotiable. Rob Sanchez did impress in the back end of last season, but you'd be lying if you said you were completely confident going into the new season in the Champions League with Rob Sanchez. He makes too many mistakes, and when going match for match with the likes of Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City, you can't have goalkeeping blunders letting you down. It's as simple as that. Within my replacement for Sanchez, I've bared in mind Chelsea will be spending bigger money elsewhere, with 30 million already been spent on Liam Delap. So up steps a former Chelsea man, Marcin Bulka. The 25-year-old Polish 6'6" goalkeeper will be available for as little as 15 million, with his contract ending in summer 2026. Bulka has been a leading goalkeeper in France for years now, showcasing his fine shot-stopping abilities, his commanding all-round presence and excellent distribution skills. The towering goalkeeper shared the highest save percentage in Ligue 1 last season, and he's a goalkeeper that's been kept under the radar for a while now. But he's one that reacts superbly to shots aimed low or high towards the net, sharing consistency depending on the range of the shot, whether that's super close making himself big or a long range effort. His man of the match performance against PSG over a month ago backs this entirely, as he carried his side to a 3-1 win, making a total of 12 saves, preventing 2.53 XG. But as good and important as this all is, Maresca wants his goalkeeper to be comfortable with his feet, to come off his line coolly, to be a ball-playing goalkeeper, which Bulka is. He's tremendously composed on the ball, showing complete and utter coolness under pressure and when playing out from the back, making him a complete match for Enzo Maresca for just 15 million. There's goalkeepers out there like Diego Costa of course, but Chelsea need money to spend elsewhere. So let's move on to the centre-back. Wesley Fofana, as good as he is, as perfect as he is for that right centre-back role, he's far too injury prone. Chelsea need another starting centre-back, one where Fofana's inevitable loss isn't so visible. Dean Howson would have been perfect, but he's gone to Real Madrid. I've gone with a pick that many people might find boring, one that's heavily linked to Liverpool at the moment and is another former Chelsea player with 1 year left on his deal. It's Marc Guéhi. The England international, whether you like it or not, is one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League. You could have England's next centre-back partnership for the next 5 to 10 years to yourself. Guéhi is reliable, he's two-footed, he's strong, he's a leader, homegrown, he's composed entirely within the ball-playing department and fits the bill down to the ground for a Maresca team. Enzo wants his side to dominate possession, control dictate, pin back the opposition, so opposition teams will let Chelsea do this and of course hit them on the break. So that's when the counter press needs to be effective. Guehi, Colwill, Caicedo, Lavia, Cucurella all share aggressiveness, energy, ball winning excellence and duel winning excellence. Chelsea can really pin back teams and eliminate those transitions for opponents. Guehi shares remarkable timing when it comes to this, as he's been coached in the Oliver Glasner system, where off the ball they're one of the best in the country. He slides right into that left centre back role, allowing Colwill to be centrally in a back three, but he can also be central centre back all to the right of him as well with his two-footedness. For 40 million, I think this is a reliable buy, one that you really can't go wrong with at all. One that's also massively overlooked. Moving up the pitch now, onto the wingers, and this is where it gets tasty. Chelsea and United look as if they may be trading Garnacho and Nkunku in separate deals. As much as I don't really think Nkunku suits Chelsea and would match Amorim's system much more, I'm not sure Garnacho is really that guy for Chelsea for the price that's being discussed. 70 million was the price tag set a few weeks ago, and that is huge. What else is huge to me is the fee for Jamie Gittins. 55 million is the main price tag being reported, with some suggesting Dortmund are looking to hold out for more. Now Gittins for a 20-year-old is so fun, tricky and exciting, with lots of potential. He's got so much time to develop, but for such a huge fee, I think he's fairly similar to Madueke. They both share huge inconsistency in that final third. Chelsea need a winger to bring more X factor, to create, to score, to go either way, and there's two that I want to suggest. Let's go with the much cheaper option first, which is Malik Fofana, as he could be a backup as well. Malik Fofana is a Belgian winger that has been linked in the past, but he's one that I absolutely love a lot. He's left-footed, but I'd say he's two-footed, meaning he's a winger that can cover both sides and go either way. Chelsea wingers last year lacked that 1v1 decisiveness and were quite predictable. Fofana is one that's direct, full of energy, skill, burst, pace, and contains that raw ability that makes a young player so fun to watch. He can cut inside, create or shoot, but also head down the byline to run things from there. Fofana has that tenacity and level of speed that makes him so explosive. He could slow the play down and then set off almost instantly, driving beyond his man, which will make him effective against those low blocks, as Chelsea need more wide threats when approaching them next year. And then because Fofana retains the ball so superbly, within these tighter spaces as you can see, players struggle to take the ball from him. Quite a few of his goals have been scored by either chaos in that final third or him carrying the ball some distance as he goes round the goalkeeper. This is a wonderful young player, but I'm not done there. Let's discuss that final signing and move over to the tactics board. As you can see, we've moved over to the tactics board, and as you can see, we've slapped in the new signings. We've got the new goalkeeper, we've got Mark Guehi, and we've got Malik Fofana. So far, we've got a very good defence, genuinely very well balanced. You've got England's starting centre-back partnership for years to come, with England's starting right-back for years to come as well. The full-backs are very well balanced, the centre-backs are brilliant. If we move on to the midfield, Enzo and Caicedo, you've got depth behind that as well, such as Romeo Lavia and Andre Santos. But then when we move on to the attack, we've got Palmer, Fofana, Neto and Liam Delap. Of course, there's other options such as Estevio, but this is the attack, and this is a little bit underwhelming. If you'd have told a Chelsea fan a couple of years ago that they'd spend over $1 billion within their squad, you'd think they've got a front three of Vinicius Jr., Erling Haaland, and a right winger that I'm going to suggest that's pretty ambitious, but Chelsea need it. It's going to be Rodrigo. Rodrigo is a world-class player and that bit of X factor that pushes Chelsea to the next level. Real Madrid are looking to raise funds for their midfield, but this is a signing that Chelsea need. Often in the past they've relied on Cole Palmer to come up with the goods, and that puts so much pressure on a young man's shoulders. When he can't deliver, it's Nicholas Jackson up top who's trying to deliver, but as we know, he's very inconsistent. So you need this signing. Often Enzo Maresca has incorporated a 3-2-5 system. We often see Palmer in this half space or sometimes over here, but you see Enzo move from the pivot to join him to make that 5, and then let's say the left back joining Caicedo in a pivot as Colwell shifts across, Mark Guehi centrally and Reece James in the 3-2-5. This overall offers fantastic balance. You've got a very comfortable ball playing defence with two players who can dictate here, and of course Marc Cucurella, as flexible as he is, he can just move everywhere. He can even attack up here. But I think this is how Enzo Maresca should set up against low blocks and against all teams in general. So you've got the forwards, that's not changed totally much. Rodrigo can play on the left as well because you've got a right footer. But for me, personally, Caicedo takes this natural defensive midfielder position. You move Marc Cucurella to a natural position as well here, and Reece James here as well. So this is a bit of a 2-3-5 base. Now with this comes a lot of balance. You've still got that overload in midfield, but you've got two very comfortable ball playing centre halves, and you've got 5 players here who can dictate control. You've got Marc Cucurella who can receive the ball absolutely anywhere with comfort, Caicedo who is absolutely fine as that deep line playmaker, and Reece James fantastic on the ball with extensive passing to bring the ball into Palmer, to bring the ball in Rodrigo, and within this you've got players moving about. I hope. You've got Cole Palmer dropping in deep, you've got Rodrigo looking for the ball, making runs, you've got even Liam Delap looking for the ball. So I think this is a good basis. But once the ball moves to the wide areas, this is my slight concern of Chelsea last season. The problem with Enzo Maresca's system is that sometimes it's so slow and they move the ball out to wide players. So let's say Fofana gets the ball here, but last season it would have been Sancho. Sancho gets the ball here and he's looking to beat the player 1v1. But Jadon Sancho, as good as he is at retaining the ball, he doesn't create, he doesn't score, he doesn't do a whole lot after that. He's got no explosiveness, so he's 1v1 isolated with his fullback. He just ends up passing back here. So I think to counter that, this is something you should do. So Rodrigo has the ball out here, you've got Cole Palmer in the usual space, Liam Delap attacking the box, and Enzo Fernandez looking to box crash. I think with this 3, you can push Caicedo up, you can push Cucurella up, but you can also get Reece James in some of his best positions. Reece James is one of the only world-class players in Chelsea's squad. You've got Palmer, you've got James, and then the arguable ones such as Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. But with Reece James in these positions, you've got Rodrigo coming in here potentially. All 3 can rotate, and it's the same with the other side. You have Enzo, Cucurella. There's overloads on each side, but you get Reece James in these positions, he can cross with his dangerous passing. Liam Delap's attacking the box, Enzo Fernandez can pick up the pieces, and if Enzo Maresca wanted to be a little bit more brave, you could even have Marc Cucurella crashing the box here. But the point is, I think this would be really effective. All 3 players on each side can rotate as well, so Rodrigo could come inside looking to attack the box, Reece James could hold width, and Cole Palmer could be around here, a little bit deeper, dictating, and also looking for those longer forms of passes. But Reece James in these positions would be so effective. Now immediately you may think, well, what about on the counter attack? Doesn't it leave Colwell and Guehi a little bit short? But for me in the counter press this would be really effective. I think for each time that the ball goes out wide to these sort of positions, you shift Caicedo across, you shift Cucurella across, push that high line, and you can suffocate the opposition in. If you think about it here, you've got Moises Caicedo, probably the best ball winner in the Premier League, looking to get the ball back. You've got Marc Cucurella, who is the most energetic left back, who is so fearless in his duels. You've got Colwell, very fast, a duel winner, and then Mark Guehi, a reliable outlet to win back the ball. Mark Guehi knows everything about timing in this department. He played for Oliver Glasner, probably one of the best out of possession teams in Europe. So he knows exactly when to pounce and he knows exactly what he needs to do. You can do the same on the other side with Fofana here as well. Cucurella can move into these spaces while Enzo moves back here, or you can swap that round and Cucurella can hold width. It is such a match, but there's so much flexibility in shape for Enzo Maresca with the big squad he's got. I think there's a lot of potential for next season for Chelsea, but only if they get the recruitment right. I think Rodrigo is exactly the type of signing that they need to get to push them to that next level, to win them the games against the likes of Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester City, and push them into that title charge. If you did enjoy today's video, make sure to smash a like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments where you think Chelsea will finish next season and who they should sign. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.